Hello everybody, I am Tom and you are watching me play Destiny 2. So, let's continue the story, shall we?
Guardian, Idol has taken action that may endanger us all. She sent a message to Aramis. She invoked a ritual from the old crews, words with empty hands. It is a type of parley where no violence is permitted. Idol believes Aramis will follow the rules of her people. I am not so trusting. Should Aramis accept, I would ask that you accompany us. In the meantime, continue the fight. This may be a ploy, and we must not be fooled. I hope that she ignores Ido's request, but if she does not, know this. Aramis does nothing that is not to her benefit. A word can do more damage than a blade, and Aramis is skilled at wielding both.
Fair point. Also, good line. Mithrax is beside himself with urgency. He tells you that Idaho has reached out to Aramis. Idaho invokes an old ritual followed by the pirate crew's words with empty hands, a type of parley. If Aramis accepts, there will be a brief ceasefire as no violence is permitted at a parley. Still, Mithrax asks you to attend. This may be a ploy, and we must not be fooled. Mithrax hopes that Aramis will ignore the request. He knows you will do nothing that is not to her benefit. Still, a word can do more damage than a blade, Mithrax cautions, and Aramis is skilled at wielding both. Fantastic. Couple of things here. I can afford another thing. I think this is the one I want to get to. That's pretty good too, though. And we get our other thing available. Alright, so I assume this is do expedition? Yep. Expedition and defeat champions in Master Ketchcrash. Okay. Well, that could take a bit. Let's go to expedition, shall we?
Got a good tip on some loot buried around here. Let's secure the dig site.
Our drill will attract attention. Be ready for battle.
Calm your mandibles. We got a hero of the Vanguard here to protect us.
Well done, Guardian. I do not wish to quell this victory, but we must not linger here. Ever since we dispelled the endless night, I feel an unease near the Vex domains.
Uh-oh. The Vex put a target on your back?
I'm afraid so. Splicers are no longer welcome here.
Well, a hero's only as strong as his enemies. That makes you a certified superstar.
Alright everybody, so for those of you who are wondering how to do this champion step of this quest here, one, you can just keep doing expeditions and wait for the ruffians to show up. That's something you can do. You can do Master Ketchcrash, you get bonus, or you can just run the Legend Lost Sector for the day, which is what I'm going to be doing. Because the Legend Lost Sector has champions, and they're easily accessible, but it is kind of a pain of a step. 50 champions is fucking ridiculous. Just want to point that out. But you do what you gotta do. Alright, we're back. Excuse me. I'm gonna run this Lost Sector one more time, and that's gonna finish the grindiest weekly quest we have ever fucking had. 50 champions, Bungie? I'm gonna have to do like a fully separate video on this, but there's people who aren't talking together who don't realize how grindy they're making this game. Either the people never fucking play the game who make it this grindy, or like the narrative team is just not talking to anybody else on the team. 50 champions? I mean, hell, maybe Master Ketchcrash gives you 50 in one champion, who knows, but I don't know, I'm gonna go into this separately. I'm gonna run this last lost sector. I accidentally got on my bike. I'm gonna run this last lost sector and get the last of the champions, but it's... Need to talk, Bungie. Here we go. Champions killed. Fucking finally. I'm not finishing this lost sector because I don't care. Well, yeah, I don't care. Don't care about one random exotic drop. Yeah, so that was the grindiest that a weekly quest has ever been. Ever. Straight up. It does say that you get bonus progress on this. Like, it was kill 50 champions, and it said you get bonus in Master Ketchcrash. Let me show you something about Master Ketchcrash. Ketchcrash. Master. See like that? Matchmaking off. So you're trying to get an average person to do a non-matchmade activity that is 1600 power. Like, it's so dumb. And even if you do, I'm almost gonna guarantee that the bonus that you get from Ketchcrash is gonna, like doing the Master Ketchcrash ones, you'll get 2 rather than 1, probably. So it's still 25 fucking champions. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it multiplies it by 10 or something. So we only need to get 5 champions, so it's like 1 Master Ketch or something? If that's the case, let me know in the comments. Because maybe that's more reasonable? But 50 champion kills? What? That's so silly. It's supposed to be a week... Whatever. I could make a whole separate video on this, to be perfectly honest. Ugh. On the plus side, I got myself an exotic engram. I'll just keep that in my vault until next season. It's just such a ridiculous quest step. Well, let's go do this pirate hideout, the Bully.
Guardian, I greet you in the light. I hoped we could speak. Secure the relic, and we shall do so. You face an Elixni who has amassed a great many followers. They are willing to throw their lives away for his protection. But I do not know if it is out of loyalty or fear. His name is Arask. Be careful.
Alright, Arask. Wow. A surprising amount of dudes outside the door this time. I no longer need a scout rifle. Let's do... I should probably use... Arc. Interesting. We're using this same lost sector again. Is this just repeating the first weeks? It's not, right? It's different. People are going to be really pissed about this. Not only are they reusing old lost sectors as content, they couldn't even come up with a new one for each week of the season. They're reusing reused content. Standard Bungie. For the record, I never really cared about the fact that they're reusing these lost sectors as like a one-off weekly mission.
Arask will not confront you until he has exhausted his underlings. Be ready, Guardian.
I was never particularly annoyed about the reuse of the... Hey, Arask. I was never particularly annoyed about the reuse of the Lost Sectors, simply because it's a one-off weekly mission. Like, this isn't even repeatable, this mission. So, like, there's no real... Like, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. It's just... It kind of... The main reason it's a pain in the ass is because they're reusing a Lost Sector... All the Lost Sectors are reusing it from Mars and the Tangled Shore, which are areas that they took away from us. Which, it just hurts more, you know? Oh, apparently I didn't take that heavy box, therefore I don't get that heavy box. Good to know.
What Mizraxkel told you is true. I've called for a parley with Eramiskel. I do not know if she will agree to it, but I had to try. I have never seen Mizraxkel so frightened. I don't know why. I know he is not afraid of Aramis.
Scribe Ido, this is Eramiskel of House Salvation. I will respect the old traditions. I agree to your request.
Thank you, Eramiskel. I look forward to our meeting.
So you say. But know this. A parley will not delay your house's destruction if you continue to stand in my way.
I hope that we can reach an understanding.
Do not waste my time.
Interesting. I actually kind of do suspect that Aramis might hold true to the old ways. It might be Mithrax that breaks this parley. We'll see, though. It's hard to sell one way or the other until we actually see what happens, I guess. Well, we're at a parley. Hello.
You taught me to honor Elixni tradition. Eramiskel agreed to parley. You cannot lose faith in the old ways now.
This is a mistake, Ido. Aramis listens to one voice only, and it is not ours.
I may draw power from the voice in the darkness. But I am an Elixni Kel, and I fight for the liberation of our people.
A true Kel serves their house. You serve only the witness.
And who do you serve? I agreed to meet with Elixni, not a light bearer.
The Guardian is here for your protection.
Eramiskel, as scribe of House of Light, I feel compelled to tell you. There is another force searching for these relics.
I see. And who are these new meddlers, exactly?
One of many you have wronged, perhaps.
We did not identify the force, but they dispatched your associates with ease. We have in them a common enemy.
We have always had a common enemy. Abandon your pathetic attempts to appease your oppressors. Join me. Together we'll use these relics to achieve true freedom for the Elixni.
No. The relics pose too great a threat. They cannot fall to warmongers like you.
None know of their destructive power better than you, Mizrax.
What do you mean?
It was centuries ago. I am no longer that person.
No, you are the same as ever.
I want to know the truth. Will I have to hear it from her?
Cutscene?
Centuries ago, when the Elixni first came to this system, when your father was just a hatchling, our people had nothing. So, when they discovered Nezarec, disciple of the Witness, entombed in the Lunar Pyramid, they harvested its dark power for themselves, and for the future of our people. Mithrax inherited one of these relics, and its power ensnared him. He sought more, no matter the cost. But the more his crew had, the less they shared. That became the way of things. Elixni turned against Elixni, and friend turned against friend. Over time, the relics of Nezarec were separated and scattered across the galaxy. Their influence faded, but the stains of their power endure. Mithrax fled from the butchery he was born into. He claims he has changed, and now lives a life of piety. But no matter how he tries to bury his past, with selfish displays of generosity and scraps of stolen wisdom, Mithrax will always be a liar, a thief, and a killer.
Okay, I didn't talk through that because revelations. It's Nezarec. Holy shit.
Open your eyes, young scribe. Every light casts a shadow.
Idol, please. Let me explain.
Alright, buddy. I slaughter people too. I like to sneak quarter below projector visited. Interesting. So they're pieces of Nezarec, and they're Elixni artifacts that were created by the Elixni when they first entered the system. Huh. Interesting. So I'm pretty sure Aramis is older than Mithrax, because I'm pretty sure Aramis was maybe not an adult, but she was at the very least like a teenager, quote unquote, for Elixni. They don't really age per se, because they just live off ether. But she was young-ish when the Traveler left their system, and she followed it, right? So she was one of the people who left their home system to come to Earth, or to come to Sol. And Mithrax was apparently a child. He was a hatchling when they actually first came here. So whether he was born on transit, or he was born on their home system, and then he was one of the people who came following the Traveler, we don't know. But when they arrived, they found Nezarec. So Nezarec, for those who are unaware, is a disciple of the Witness. We have a very little lore on him. It's like, there's the Nezarec glaive, there's a Nezarec helmet for warlocks. That might be all the lore that exists, is on those two items. No, there's one more that we have, which is in last season, when we, fought against... When we fought against Callus, right? We went inside the pyramid on the moon. So the pyramid on the moon took us to a place called... It was the hall of the chantry of the something or other. But it's the same line that was in one of the laws of Nezarec, right? So the implication being is that and we saw it in the cutscene there, that pyramid on the moon was Nezarec's flagship, essentially. It was his pyramid. And he was presumably a Herald of the Witness before Rulk, would be my assumption. So there was Nezarec followed by Rulk, and now followed by Callus. And they found his tomb, and then they pulled it apart and created these powerful darkness relics. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Alright, let's head to the Elixir quarter, shall we?
Mizraxkel of House Light. My father, a murderer, and a liar.
Eh.
Learning the truth is difficult, but the sharpest pain comes from the fact that he didn't tell me earlier. I was aware he had a past, but in a way, Aramiskel showed me who my father is today, and who he sees when he looks at me. He must think I am unable to understand, or he doesn't care whether or not I do. I am either underestimated or dismissed. And I could take only one lesson from this. My own father does not want me to know him. Our priorities have not changed. We must stop Aramis from claiming the relics of Nezarec. I will not place my own feelings above our mission. I will not become the hypocrite that my father is.
I know, you dumb shit. Ida's disappointment is evident in her voice. I'm sorry, but I do not get her side of the argument whatsoever. He's not a liar. He's a murderer. I mean, I think he's been fairly clear at pointing that out. He's had a dark past. He said that. The fact that he didn't tell you specifically. So? My father, she said, a murderer and a liar. She is still coming to terms with what Aramis revealed to both you and Mithrex's past. To you both about Mithrex's past, I should say. Learning the truth is difficult, but the sharpest pain comes from the fact that you did not tell me earlier. I can only take one lesson from this. My father does not want me to know him. No, he doesn't want you to know who he used to be because he's ashamed of it. It seems patently obvious to me that, like, he cares about you deeply. Ida pledges to continue with the mission despite her feelings of betrayal. I will not become the hypocrite that my father is, she says bitterly and cuts the hollow feed. Your father's not a hypocrite. You're an idiot. Ida's a moron. That's what I take away from this. Hey, Spider. Am I gonna fuck with you again and steal more good shit?
Here for a favor.
You know what I should do, actually? I'm gonna delete an Umbrella Engram or two. Because I want this to actually go into my inventory. Spider looks at the weapon you won, then to you, then back to the weapon. This isn't right, he whispers to himself. He fixes you with an icy stare. I'll let you know when I've got more Engrams to distribute, Guardian. And no more funny business. I just jammed another signal, Idle reports through the radio. Any change? You tell her you just had another lucky round of Spider's game. Ido thinks. You won the initial round, then lost the second two. Is it possible that Spider has some sort of cheating device intended that you win once to build your confidence and then lose every time after that? Indeed. I will continue to disrupt signals as I come across them, Ido says, in the name of fairness. It is
hunting out there.
It is funny that Spider is failing to cheat me, and then he's saying, stop, no funny business. Also, that was a Red Bar Brigands, which I will take. So I nearly have the full pattern for that.
I did not have to hear it from her. That was your choice.
That was not a story Aramis had any right to tell.
Did you believe that I would never find out? That no one would remember? I'm charged with preserving the history of our people.
Some history does not need to be preserved.
Like the whirlwind. So much was lost, so much we will never recover, no matter how much we search, no matter how much we remember. Is that what you wish to happen to us now?
You do not understand.
I want to understand. You will not let me.
You do not know what I know. You did not see what I saw. When I pulled you from the wreckage of a ketch, I knew that you deserved more than the world that orphaned you. I want you to look forward, not to what the whirlwind made us. You do not need to carry this history.
It is a part of me, whether I witnessed it or not. I want to forget.
You do not know what you ask.
Perhaps not. But nothing good comes from refusing to face the truth.
She's kind of right there. Although I get what Mithrax is saying. He's essentially saying, no, you need to look forward. Our past was shit. Everything is horrible. We need to look forward to making a good future, not dwelling on our horrible past. Which is true. But Ido's also right. He can't really make that decision for her. Like, if she wants to know, sure. I still think it's stupid. Like, I don't think Mithrax is in any way a hypocrite. He's held to his beliefs pretty much perfectly the entire way through. I don't think he's ever, like, doubled back or done anything stupid. Anyway, that's it for this week's story mission. Hell of a story mission. Fucking Nezarec. Interesting. I heard there was a cutscene that got leaked. I'm assuming it was that cutscene, so people must have known that it's been Nezarec for like a couple of weeks now. I somehow managed to avoid those spoilers, which is kind of insane. Usually I don't. But I had actually avoided that, seemingly. Nezarec, huh? So why does the witness want them? Why does the witness care about the corpse of his old... The only reason he would care is he's, like, rebuilding Nezarec and gonna resurrect Nezarec, right? Because we're definitely seeing that the darkness has the power to resurrect, because the Scorn exist, right? And they're resurrected by darkness. I guess I do have one more thing to do. I need to go to the helm and place my relic. That'll get me another dialogue. I guess if you, like, combine all his body back together and then you can then raise him from the dead using the power of darkness. Maybe Nezarec is gonna be a boss at some point? Or an antagonist? But then you have to wonder why the witness is focusing on Callus, right? Is Callus a backup? Or is Nezarec the backup in case Callus fails? Maybe he foresees Callus failing. I don't know. Lots of possibilities. Place the relic, shall we?
Our parley with Aramis Kell has changed everything. Though not in the way I had hoped. I understand the relics now. The potency of their darkness, and Aramis Kell's use of the old pirate crews to hunt them. Even my father's reticence. But this is not about the House of Light. This is about the mysterious disciple. The many tombs of Nezarec are well known, though the being itself is less thoroughly documented. I will delve into the Cryptarchy's records and see what I can uncover.
Interesting. No, will do. Alright, let's have a look at these, shall we? So, first things first, we have Nezarec's sin. He is that which is an end, and he shall rise again. I mean, there you go. Passage from a hated Nezarec, a pre-Golden Age text. He is that which is hated, that which covets sin, the final god of pain, the purest light, the darkest hour. Chantry of the darkest hour. That is the place that we had where we fought with Keitel against the big Callus head, right? And that was inside the pyramid in the moon. So presumably, considering the Chantry of the darkest hour was in that pyramid, then that pyramid was owned by Nezarec. And he shall rise again. When the guiding shine fades and all seems lost, he will call to you. Fear not, all he offers is not as dark as it may seem. For Nezarec is no demon, but a fiend, arch and vile in ways unknown. He is a path and a way, one of many, and his sin, so wicked, so divine, is that he will never cower when dusk does fall, but stand vigilant as old stars die and new light blinks its first upon the fettered eternity. Passage from the old hated Nezarec. Interesting. And then we have Nezarec's Whisper. Rise, disciple, and bear this gift with pride, Rulk, disciple of the witness. Interesting, so maybe Rulk was the first, and then Nezarec was the second. Wisps of soulfire swirl amid the geometric growths of stasis. that jut out from the dusty cavern floor that sundered remains of Hive Knights and Thrall frozen within the crystals. Detritus of the recent battles crunches under Eris's boots. Ahead, the stark angles of the lunar pyramid rise before her. Red phantoms hang in the air and shimmer like specks of dust against its enormity. Raising her Ahamkara bone to her lips, Eris blows across its surface as if they were extinguishing a tiny candle. The world around her blurs and bends, and then she is elsewhere. The heart of the pyramid. A veiled statue towers over Eris, vaguely feminine in form. Though she is not convinced of the Apothenian silhouette, she raises her soulfire-shrouded Ahamkara bone again. Stasis encrusts its surface, much as it had years ago when she first harnessed such power. Eris turns to inspect the vast interior of the pyramid. It is quiet. It is dead. Not unlike the one in Savathun's throne world. Her eyes narrow, she clutches the Ahamkara bone in her hand again, and she is elsewhere. A chamber that is cavernous, it is dark. Strange bisected statues of stratified minerals line the cathedral-like walls and culminate at the far end before a yawning portal that emptiness into perpetual nothingness. On the floor, a length of unidentified metal, caked in centuries of dust, catches her eye. A glaive. Eris lifts it into her hands. Striations of red illuminate on its surface and throb like a heartbeat. The glaive's power feels faint, distant, and yet an ember of something terrible still burns within. "Where are you?" Erebus whispers into the air. There is no reply. Interesting. So they're the two things we have about Nezarec. Also, again, this talking about Eris finding this glaive inside of the pyramid on the moon. So, once again, probably Nezarec's pyramid ship. It's... they're definitely building to something very interesting here. That's for damn sure. But, in any case, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.